just over 1,000 people and sells just over 2,000 cars every year. Lamborghini is amongst the most coveted set of wheels in the world. Well, joining me today on the Forbes India show is its veteran CEO, Stefan Winkelmann, a political scientist by education, a car salesman, as you know, by profession, and I'm told also one of the world's best-dressed CEOs. Mr. Winkelmann, welcome to CNBC TV 18. Thank you very much for your time. And let me start by offering you a belated set of congratulations. Last year marked the 50th year for Lamborghini in its existence. Can you look back for us and tell me what some of the highlights of the last 50 were and what you expect will be the challenges and opportunities for the next 50?
I think that the last 50 years were the ones where we established the brand. For sure, the biggest thing is the brand and the products. The founder, Ferruccio Lamborghini, was incredible because he had a big success at the very beginning with the Miura, which was immediately a car which made the brand a myth. And from there onwards, it was not everything we've done was easy, but if I have to highlight the two things, then it's all about products and it's all about the brand. Being a luxury brand, it's always selling less than demand, and for the next 50 years, I'm confident that the super sports car market will stay, will survive, even though we have a lot of challenges, especially in the next years in front of us. If in the past decades, for the automotive industry, it was an evolution. For the next decade, it will be a revolution. So for us, it means to bring the CO2 emissions down by maintaining the DNA of Lamborghini.
Okay, I want to talk about a few more current challenges and opportunities. To begin with your assessment for the super sports car market in the world currently, given what the global economy looks like right now. So if you can talk us through what 2014 sales have looked like and what you expect will be the outcome of 2015.
So the economy worldwide in 2014 is lights and shadows. And this is valid also for a super sports car company like Lamborghini. We have an advantage. We are growing in number of sales. This is because of the perfect image we have almost globally, and also because we have a very new model range. In fact, we launched earlier this year in Geneva in March the new Huracan, which is the newest car we have. Is a V10 car with 5.2-liter capacity. So this year, at the end of this year, we will exceed the sales we had in 2013. We are guessing about 20% more. And if the economy holds and giving us the right backwind, we will even do better in the year 2015.
How has the Huracan worked out for you, sir? If you could throw some numbers, throw some light on the kind of sales numbers it's seen.
So far, we collected more than 3,000 orders. And as you said at the beginning of this interview, we are a car company which is selling a bit more than 2,000 cars a year. So you can imagine how important this is for us. And this is a good sign for the Huracan and for the company, because the Huracan is a car which really is easy to drive on the road, and it's spectacular and very fast on the racetrack.
The US and China are two of your biggest individual markets. What do you make of, A, the ongoing recovery in the US and the demand situation in China? Because there are considerable concerns now over the growth rates in China and whether they'll maintain the averages that we've seen over the last decade or so.
The US is by far our largest market, and it's also going to be the largest market in 2014. So we are benefiting from the recovery, and we have a very good situation there. In China, it's a bit different. The market is stable in terms of the super sports car segment, is not growing as it was at the end of the last decade as rapidly. But I think that we have a good opportunity with our model range to have increasing sales also in the Chinese market in 2015.
These Huracan orders that you spoke of, 3,000, how many years will it take you to fulfill these orders? What's the waiting time like for a Huracan?
we are increasing our capacity in terms of production because we were foreseeing that this model will have a great success. So we will increase our production slowly but steadily because we want to have a high quality standard. And all the orders we collected already in the year 2014, they will all be delivered in the year 2015. We hope that this is going to be a continuous success. And for the Huracan, we have a lot of derivatives we will launch in the years to come. So we are planning a lot for this car, like also for the Aventador.
All right. I want to try and understand from you, Mr. Winkelmann, how the world has changed in terms of luxury consumption and therefore its interest or demand for super sports cars. Given that over the last 5 years we've seen a downturn like most of us have never seen in our lives before. It has brought up new divides in the world. We've seen a big movement with regards to the 1%. Now, I'm not at all suggesting that any of this is impacting your immediate sales because you've already pointed out that you're going to do maybe a growth of 20% in revenue, and that's much better than you did 2013 over 2012. But I'm sure you're studying all of these changes in society to understand what people are looking for from their luxury purchases. Can you give us some insights on what you expect the big changes will be over time?
But it's clear the biggest change will be how the perception of the super sports cars will be in regard of the emissions. The super sports car segment is not growing. It was going down after the crisis in 2008. It slowly recovered, and we are still not on the level as of 2008 or 2007. We have high net individuals which are increasing steadily. So one of the things we have to say for Lamborghini, this is not valid because we are growing in numbers, but for sure the biggest challenge in the perception of the super sports car is that the super sports car is seen as a car which is acceptable also in the future. And I think that this is very possible. But as I said, for us, this is a major challenge because there are huge investments in front of us to maintain this balance between the reduction of the CO2 and the maintaining of the pureness of a car like Lamborghini. And then all the other challenges which are coming up, like the connectivity in the car, which is adding weight to the cars. And therefore, a lot of people are expecting those things, even though that a Lamborghini is meant purely for the driving pleasure and not so much about, let's say, enjoying the ride by doing other things. So what we want is that the driver is focused on the thing he's doing, so driving and enjoying it and having a lot of emotions while doing it.
I like the way you speak of the purity of the super sports car experience. I was going through some of the interviews you did last year. You seemed a tad bit dismissive at that point in terms of new hybrid technology. But this year, you've introduced, rather, in terms of a concept car, the Asterion LPI 910-4, which is a plug-in hybrid. So it does seem that Lamborghini is also adapting to the new environmentally conscious world. How is this impacting the way you're designing your future portfolio?
But for sure, we already decreased a lot the CO2 emissions of the actual model range in comparison to the predecessors. We are doing a lot in our plant, in our factory. In fact, in 2015, we want to be CO2 neutral in Sant'Agata, where our headquarters and the factory is. The Asterion is a technological demonstrator, and we wanted to see the reaction of you, the press, but even more of our customers or the people which are interested in super sports cars. And I have to say that they say, yes, we want innovation, but not for the sake of it. It has to do something which is in line with the performance of the car and the design. So design and performance are still the main drivers, the main purchase drivers for a super sports car like Lamborghini.
So do you intend to commercialize a concept like the Asterion, a plug-in hybrid, so to speak? Do you expect that a few years from now the Lamborghini will be selling hybrid cars as well?
But the Asterion is a technological demonstrator, so we are not planning to produce it. Down the road, we are constantly checking what is possible in terms of technology, as I said, by maintaining the brand as it is. And we have not taken our final decision. So it's something which is important to follow up. And we are leaving, and with our engineers, we are trying to do the utmost to leave open all the doors, not to put the money on the wrong or into the wrong development. So this is something we are doing constantly.
So you're not entirely ruling out, let's say, a hybrid kind of version of the Lamborghini, however odd it sounds to have a super sports car that's also, let's say, an environmentally or fuel-conscious car, so to speak.
But, you know, if you add batteries to a car, if you want to speak about plug-in, then you add a lot of weight. And you have to get this weight out without putting the price of the car out of the normal market range. And this is the biggest challenge. So the balance between the weight and the CO2 emissions. These are the two things we have to tackle. And it's clear that the engineers, they're looking into it, and they are trying to find the best solutions for Lamborghini.
All right, on that note, I'm going to take a quick break here on the Forbes India show. When we come back, we'll talk to Stefan Winkelmann, the CEO of Lamborghini, on his India plans.